All right, I had a hearing today in West Milwaukee's court over Zoom with Judge Sanfelippo. We had Chief Randolph and the prosecutor, Mr. Schultz, Christopher Schultz. So all three were waiting for me, and apparently I was late. I got confused by the Eastern Standard Time versus Central Standard Time. But also, I wrote in 5:45, and it was supposed to be 4:45. But luckily, I came in early to the time I thought I was supposed to be on at about 5:07. So they started at 4:45. I come in at 5:07, and they were just all waiting for me. We opened up in the break room first for Judge to tell me that they were waiting for me. And then we went on record, and I heard this. First, before we went on record, we discussed recording in the courtroom, and she said that she don't allow it, and I started questioning why that is, and she has no reason. It's her choice. But I mean, I tried to give her some reasons. At least she let me read off the one reason, and that was just the first one here: maintaining order and decorum. I just read this little statement off that I got from ChatGPT. Judges need to ensure that courtroom proceedings remain orderly and respectful. Allowing unrestricted recording could potentially disrupt the decorum of the court. And I said, well, that doesn't seem like a problem. And that's all she let me read off. I asked for 10 reasons from ChatGPT, and I was going to read them all. But she was like, she just made her decision that there's no recording with no reason. So is that something that I can writ to the appeals court? Because it sounds like it is, without a clear explanation of why she's not allowing recording. Okay, just because this is a court, not a church. And that's just ridiculous how they make these decisions just because they feel like it. Okay, there's no logic in that. There's no logic in feelings. And so we need that fleshed out better, explained better. And she doesn't want to explain it to the defendant. She probably doesn't feel like she needs to explain it to her voters either. So maybe, there needs to be outside pressure there, and possibly from the appeals court, I guess. Outside pressure, maybe. I'm not sure. Appeals court for sure. Now I got to look into that. All right, so that was before the record, and I said I objected to it, and then suddenly we went on the record, and then this is something interesting to me. When Zoom goes on the record, it announces it. It says, recording starts now, some female voice. So I heard that, and then I objected before I heard that, and I should have objected again, just to say it on the record, because we had a discussion before the record even started. So then we got on record, and she announced who was all in the court, herself, and then Prosecutor Schultz. She might have said Chief Randolph, I don't know. But then she went over the motions that I filed, which are focused on discovery, and then also interrogatories as well. She said she's just recognizing on the record that I filed all these motions. And then we go into a discussion about the evidence on how I still need to get it from the police station, even though they're charging. They're making the claims that I was asking for the policeman's full shift. So that's why the cops are asking for $600 from me. And the judge said she would not authorize the full shift to be free for me. I'm not privileged to see other people's cases, only mine. So I'm gonna get only my case from Chief Randolph. All right, let's see. They said I was asking for the entire shift. Okay. And so that's it. She said that everything that I need comes directly from the police station. I could either go to the police station again, because I was there within the first week of my arrest asking for this evidence and getting denied and saying, oh, it wasn't ready at that time. That's their excuse. It wasn't ready at the time, and it won't get ready if I don't pay any money. I'm not paying that $600, so I don't need. And she says, the judge says I'm okay to pay $1.80, or I can inspect it for free at the police station. So I can go to the police station. So it sounds like I might need to divert my travel back to West Milwaukee to look at the evidence. But I'm going to try to arrange communication with Chief Shaundra Randol over email. I asked for her email directly in the court. All right, so I wanted to establish that since she was there. They were giving me a little bit of a hard time about that, but I mean, this is how we have to talk sometimes, even on record. If we're going to arrange evidence for discovery, we got to do it in courts if we can't do it outside of court, because they stopped talking to me. So I was denied my interrogatory. So it was 25 questions I made for the police officers. Denied. So that was a civil court procedure. So we're not quite in civil court procedure. Judge Sanfelippo cited 807. That would be Wisconsin statute 807. And I looked it up a little bit. It might still be on. She rambled a lot. Ooh, I don't think it's there. Nope, it's gone now. Yeah, I typed it in here. Sometimes ChatGPT don't always save the information. Okay, well, I'll have to ask again then. I was typing it in as she was mentioning it, so I wanted to get clarification on what she meant for 807. I'll have to see if that's for the city municipal codes, the municipal statutes specifically, if that's that section. I saw it, so it's just, I'm not online right now. So we're not quite, she's denying a criminal angle to this. She's denying a civil angle to this. Okay, there's forfeiture involved, but it's not quite criminal, it's not quite civil. So we're on the in between there, and I'm trying to narrow that down. All right. So I can't do anything until I get that evidence. There's really no motions to file. So I asked for more time. They initially wanted October 15th, but no. I asked it to be pushed to November 19th, since we're taking so much time here to arrange things, and if I have to go back to West Milwaukee, I'll need more time for that. All right. I asked before we moved forward on discussing the evidence, before going forward with it, when she finally gave me time to talk, I started to ask her about finding probable cause. As a determination, does she think we have enough evidence to move forward on my case? Do we have probable cause? That's pretty standard. And she's like, we figured it out the first hearing. That's all she says. She says that was already figured out the first hearing, which was not recorded. So what did we figure out? It's not on record. So I should have argued that. All right, I failed to argue that. I was making my argument, then she responded, but she talks a lot. As the judge, it's pretty typical. So we're moving forward without probable cause determination on the record. Her probable cause determination. I guess we're past that, apparently. We're past probable cause already. We skipped that part by me not brazing it in the first hearing. But regardless, the first hearing's not even recorded anyway. So if I appeal this, it's not going to be on the record, and I could argue that there was no probable cause determined. So I mean, that's going to be my first appeal argument right there. No probable cause was determined because it's not on record. All right, she's railroading me. We're skipping over that. Yeah, and I mentioned that she refused interrogatories. So my questions to the cops, they were good questions. And I asked them, they have 30 days to answer. They didn't answer in 30 days, so I asked for sanctions against the prosecutor. The judge denied those sanctions because she's denying the interrogatories. All right, but yeah, right now I'm working with no evidence still. All right, she's not working with any evidence, but we're going forward with pretrial already, with no evidence. Only the prosecutors got it, and well, the police too. The prosecutors got it. He refuses to hand it to me. The police want money for it, and the judge is happy to move forward with my case without having a probable cause determination, without knowing what's in the evidence herself. And me as a defendant, I'm pretty clueless as well. All I can fall back on is trying to keep the process going in my favor. That's it. So that was this hearing. I guess I can. Well, I want to email Richard Fonz, the clerk of court at West Milwaukee, and ask how much they want for the transcripts, which it should be free, because she clearly used Zoom to record the hearing. All right, so that was a Zoom announcement. Okay, so I mean, I would just ask for the recording of the Zoom hearing. All right, just like that. I mean, that's the best source. And I'm not just gonna say, oh, Judge Sanfelippo, can I get the transcripts? That's it. I'm not going to ask that. Can I just get the transcripts? I'm going to make arguments why I should have the whole recording of our hearing today. The whole thing that was recorded where I heard the announcement. And I'm going to try to figure out good arguments in that favor. I'm not going to just say, can you give me the transcripts? Because what they'll want to do is pull Shanita Gostin on me. And charge me $5 a page for written transcripts that she transcribes. I don't need the Natchitoches, Louisiana business going on where they're making thousands upon thousands of dollars from me making transcripts, not providing any audio, and only writing it. How do I trust them? And you know, there's every state is different. Louisiana is terrible for transcripts. They won't let you have the audio, but Kentucky will. Kentucky's great, and I would expect further north to be less railroaded, but the way this is going right now, it's looking like railroad activity with Judge Sanfelippo, the municipal judge tyrant. So the next hearing is going to be November 19th. I'm emailing Shaundra Randol for that evidence. I emailed her like 5 minutes after our hearing, just as a test for her email. All right, but it was just ridiculous to hear them say that I requested the whole shift. That's how they interpreted my request. So that's why you got to be specific. When I asked, I just saw one guy get approached by the cop before me, like 2 minutes before me, and I just asked to see that. Okay. And then they interpret it in court as asking for the whole shift, okay, and then denied. Of course, it's a word for it. They extravagate the whole situation just on a simple request because that's what they do. They try to extrapolate the whole thing beyond what the reasonable request would be. They assume I'm maybe an unreasonable person who makes unreasonable requests here. And of course, the target security video, I don't know, that the judge was going on about I can't even remember exactly, but it ended up where I'm not getting the target security video. I'm thinking, but I'll ask Chief Randolph again about that. And Chief Randolph kind of surprises me. Shaundra Randolph. I thought it was a different chief, so that was a surprise. And I think I emailed them before this hearing today. I think I asked them which cop is showing up for the hearing, but I got no response. So it was a surprise guest, and that's what I expect at my trial too. More surprises, because that's what they like to do. They surprised me with Chief Randolph today. I had no idea, and it would have been nice to know who was showing up. But that's how they work things. They want to convict you by one surprise after another until your head is spinning off of your shoulders, and you're too confused to handle it all.